Hey, y'all. This is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 5. Now, aren't y'all glad I kind of just waited a bit just so we can have something to talk about this week? Because, it's a Bravo drought. But it's fine. I'm doing great. And speaking of doing great, I'm going to have a little libations while I'm talking to y'all. This was a pretty decent episode. I thought it was much better than Potomac. Oop, this shit look like it's about to shoot right off. Anyway, how are y'all doing? Happy Monday. I can't get it up. Now see, this would be this way when I can't get it on here. Can we pop it? Can we pop it? Y'all. I'm a bartender. This shouldn't be this hard. It's going to be this loud ass sound too. And watch it just explode on me. Yeah, this shit is tight. Let me get something. I'm just waiting for some people to get into the room, so chill out. Also, somebody actually had a problem with the countdown. They were just like, Chris, what point is it? I'm just like, it's just to let people in the room. Can I live? Can I live? Okay, here we go. There we go. I don't know how that was so hard. Ooh, this is not the rag that I wanted to use. Chris's business. Anyway. Cheers. I'm goofy, y'all. Let me get my notes out. Don't be laughing at me. Don't be laughing at me. Oh, and unfortunately, it is not Via Ray. This is La Marca Prosecco. Before Via Ray, there was La Marca. Y'all already know this blue label. It's just as good. Issa and folks, don't get mad at me. I like to have a little diversity in my Prosecco. It's really good, though. Oh, excuse me. So, let's just get into it, y'all. Oh, me and you both. And let me just say before I get started, if you like Heavenly, that is fine. That is fine. You can still enjoy my review. I'm sure she is a lovely person to her family and whoever she wants to be lovely to. I am just critiquing on what I'm seeing and what Heavenly is giving me to review. So yeah, I might drag her in this review. It might not go in her favor, but it's all love. Like, I would go back on her channel and I would say the same thing. I'd be like, Miss Heavenly, Dr. Demon the dentist, you deserve to get your ass whipped. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. Sipping on a cocktail too. You know what? I took half an edible just in case it kicks in during this review. But yes, I had so much to say, y'all. And yeah, we have 35 people in the room. Let's just get started. So we left off. The ladies are still in like the resort, like the Wild West resort. They're on their way to this Cowboy Carter inspired photo shoot that's being directed by Toya, of all people, and she's taking it very seriously. She's getting on everybody's nerves. Jackie even compares her to an anal itch. Let's talk about the fashions for a bit. I would love to know in the chat, who did y'all like the most during the photo shoot, what they were wearing? I actually enjoyed the majority of what the ladies were wearing. Ironically, I thought Toya was the worst dressed out of everybody. My best dress, I would say, was Jackie. I love what she was wearing. It looked expensive, very age appropriate. And look, I like what Heavenly was wearing too. I thought that was really cute that she had the little bandana blouse on or whatever and the jean fit. I thought that was really nice on her. Now, see, I'm giving her a compliment. That's just how unbiased I can be. And also, if it fit right, because y'all know Heavenly be wearing stuff that don't be fitting her. She proportionized correctly. Proportionizing. I learned that from Drag Race. And I'm glad Contessa, I actually like what Contessa was wearing. The other ladies was just jealous to me. Look, if you got it, flaunt it. Like, and if you're gonna do a theme, commit to it. That's what I do. Like, if there's a theme, like, I'm definitely gonna put some effort into it. And yeah, she got body yada yada. Why wouldn't she dress the way she dressed? Did anybody else like what Contessa was wearing? Let me see. So Jackie and Contessa. Okay. Jackie. I'm glad y'all agree with me. Well, damn, none. But if I had to choose, Heavenly was the best. That would be my top three. Heavenly, Jackie, and Jackie, then Heavenly, and then Toya. Not Toya, Jesus. I see so many people saying Tacky Toya. Yeah, Jackie, Heavenly, and then Contessa. So let's see. Toya then revealed she hired a Beyonce impersonator to help direct the photo shoot as well. Miss Chalet, I'm gonna say Miss Chalet. She looked gorgeous, and coming in on that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse. Like serving realness, for real, for real. Tens across the board, if you know what I mean. As the photo shoot continues, Simone says everyone is just being cordial. The people who have beef with each other really aren't speaking. And she says the vibe is fake. And I think, well, me being real is not speaking to a bitch that I don't mess with. That's me being real. So if I'm not speaking to somebody because we're not on the best of terms, that's me being real. Now, if I was trying to just be fake polite to them, yeah, I'm not being authentic. Did y'all agree with that? And speaking of people not effing with each other, Messy Toya tries to get Heavenly and Sweet Tea to take a picture side by side because they both had the jean outfits on. Now, the picture was all right, but I don't know. Like, Heavenly tries to get out of it, and then Toya insists that she does it. And it's so awkward. Sweet Tea looked so uncomfortable. And I'm just like, how would you feel if, you were told to do that with someone who bullies you? And I don't think I would have done it. I don't care. Like, let Toya be mad. I'm also looking at the final picture. Go back and look at it. Sweet Tea looked like she's in pain in the photo. I be forgetting I talk so much on here that I really don't be having time to even sip, Mm. I love a live review though. It's just so much easier on my life. So yeah, the photo shoot is finally over. The ladies agree, even though Toya was a pain in the ass, it all, worked out well in the end. So next scene, we're back in the ATL. We checking up on the menses. We're with Cecil and their sons. Cecil is trying to help these boys be independent adults. And this time he's trying to get them to learn how to cook for themselves. And I'm just like, it seems that they were not prepared for adulthood. Like, Simone and Cecil, great parents, raised fine young men. But it's just like they were raised very spoiled. Like, aren't they both like 20, 21 or something like that? Like, they should be way more independent. Like, when I was 17, I was ready to get out. Get out. Like, once I graduated high school and went off to college, I did not go back home. Like, I had, housing. And then when I left housing, like my sophomore year, my junior and senior year, I went to an apartment. And ever since then, like, I can't live with my parents. I can't. Like, I was sheltered as a kid. This is a little bit of Chris's business. And the main thing that I wanted was freedom. And I wanted so much freedom that even after I graduated college, going back to New Orleans was just not even an option. That was even before Katrina happened, I didn't want to go back to New Orleans. I was just like, I want to go somewhere where I can really be independent. And it's just unfortunate that like Cecil and Simone's kids, like I guess it's just because it's Gen Z, like because a lot of kids, like look, the economy is terrible these days, and you have kids that's like late 20s, like moving back in with their parents. I mean, my little brother, not to put out his tea, but I'm just saying he going through the same thing. And I'm just like, I can't. But now we're checking in with Dr. Damon Daddy. And two of their kids, Alora and the youngest son. They're shopping for Alora's dorm. And then meanwhile, we see Eugene and his boys, and they're doing like an activity where they're making their own cologne. The entire segment is just dedicated to the spouses and the kids, I guess. And we're just bouncing across each scene. Now, the biggest standout from all of this was when Damon was talking to his son who's studying to become a dentist. And he was saying like the biggest compliment that you can get as a medical professional is to like, showing your patients that you care. And he tells his dad that he hopes he could be like him. And then Damon actually starts to like shed a tear. And I believed it. Right? It was a really sweet thing for his son to say. And I don't have anything cynical to add to that. Well, I do, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what my cynical thought. I'm going to just let them have this, this nice hallmark moment. Lord, and then we move on to Toya and Eugene and their confessional, bickering about their kids and how they'll deal with like sex and talking about it with them. I will say from experience, more of Chris's business, it definitely starts in middle school. Like age 11, the kids are talking about sex, y'all. They really are. And they're probably talking about even younger these days. Because look, I had some hood friends, and it was just like, I'm not a virgin this, I'm not a virgin that, I'm getting me some pee. Like, they would be talking like this. Y'all would clutch y'all pearls if y'all heard like 11 to 13-year-olds talking about sex. Like it's a real thing. I just remember it. And look, I was not a part of that conversation. I was just like, I wasn't faking the funk. I wasn't. And I liked girls back then too, but it's just, I wanted to be a kid and enjoy my childhood. I wasn't trying to be, a father in high school. But anyway, so we're back at the Western Resort. It's nighttime and the ladies are headed to dinner. For once, it's not in brown bags this time. I'm glad. We see a montage of the ladies talking to their loved ones about what's going on amongst the group. And it seems like a lot of people are worried about Heavenly and Contessa finally having a conversation with each other. Sorry, live show. Excuse me. Which we all know production is just giving like a foreshadowing of, what's to happen later in the episode. So Simone and Quad are also mentioned amongst everybody. And, their cold war with each other. And as for Heavenly and Sweet Tea, I think the ship has sailed on any type of reconciliation or moving forward on their parts. Let me see what y'all saying. Let's see. I'm gonna need the Whitfields to give us more than those scenes with their kids. Best fiends. I kind of agree with you. That's their plot line. It would be seen as negative if I said what I wanted to say. They're all doing it in middle school. Yuck. Like, it's crazy. And now just looking back at it as, an adult that's almost 40, kids should not be having that conversation. Like we shouldn't even be worried about that. Now, maybe in the later years of high school, like 16, 17, but 11 and 12, I don't know. Like, nah. It's even worse these days. They use terms you've never even heard of. I know I would clutch my pearls. I don't like even being around children anyway, so I don't even want to know. Let's see. So they're all headed to dinner. Again, here go Toya trying to make a connection with Heavenly and Sweet Tea. Girl, leave them alone and find some business of your own. Jesus Christ. Like, Toya is really trying to be a producer this season. We are only 5 episodes in, y'all. We have like at least maybe like what, 10 more weeks of this to go. So later the ladies are joined by Michelet again, and I wish we were able to see the performance, but you know, Bravo ain't got no money to give Beyonce for using her songs on that reality show. That would be like one person's paycheck. Like Sweet Tea's paycheck would basically have to pay for a Beyonce song. Um, Afterwards, Jackie, she asked me, Chalet, how can she get her hips? And then, you know, they're joking, saying the cornbread, potatoes, you know, the cabbage. And then Jackie throws some major shade saying, well, you know, some people, the cornbread fall into the wrong places. I'm like, well, damn, Jackie, that wasn't nice. And who are you talking about? The only person that fits the description of is your good friend. You know, that's what the description is. And, you know, I also think it's funny that somebody on social media was saying that Jackie's fat phobia needs to be addressed at some point. Because I guess she's had a few comments throughout her years on the show. Because remember, she said she had something about fit. She had like a whole exercise program or something, like Fit is in. I don't know. Do y'all think Jackie, you know, should be called to the carpet because of that? I mean, she's already been called to the carpet for worse. But I'm just saying, I just thought it was funny that someone pointed that out. Oh, yes, Michelet. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Jackie been telling people they're fat. She's not going to stop. I think Jackie will look nice with an extra 10 to 15 pounds. I agree. Like, me and Alex was talking about it. Like, when Heavenly was thrown to the ground, not Heavenly, I'm sorry. Jackie was thrown to the ground. Like, I was nervous because I was just like, she just seems so frail and brittle that like something is going to break if she falls to the ground. So then, this is bubbly. Got me belching on camera. So they're talking about the group dynamic, and it seems Toya is very frustrated how everyone is purposely keeping everything surface and not talking about their issues. Now, she's explaining to Miss Chalet that the ladies aren't practicing forgiveness, and the sorries don't mean anything. It's more so for themselves. Cut to some awkward silence, and that's when Miss Chalet, she's like, okay, well, it was nice meeting y'all. And I would have been the same way if I was her. Like, let me get the hell out of here. Like, I didn't come for this. Like, I already performed. The check is cleared. I'm out. So it certainly feels like if Toya doesn't say anything, though, the ladies won't bring the tough conversations up. She's calling out Jackie for telling Quad about, you know, the blank check. I guess anything I've done to you, like write it down, like, and I'm sorry for it. And you know what? I get it. That's really not a real apology or acknowledging what you did. You know, like it's just basically you trying to move along just for the sake of it. And it just means that you're not really sorry. We're specifically then discussing the Quad ejection from Napa. And Toya tells her the reason they said sorry is more so because they didn't want conflict with her. Because they were just like, okay, let me just say sorry to her so we can move on because she already signed on to come back next season. What's the point? Let me just say sorry. So Quad says, how could they want it with me when y'all are the ones that ganged up on me? She then says they tried to bury her. Bury her. And then she continues and says, when y'all drew blood and I didn't die, y'all jabbed me some more until I bled out and there was nothing left inside. Ladies and gentlemen, Quad, the queen of hyperbole, down. Like, so dramatic. Really? Like, Toya's like, wait, what? Bled out? Are you for real? It was never that deep. It's just she's doing the most. 30 on 10. And, Quad says that she was hurt. And Toya responds, yeah, but you got to realize that you hurt other people too. And I agree with that. And Quad is a person that wants everyone else to practice accountability except for herself. Now I know there is a lot of Quad fans in the chat, and look, I'm sorry, I'm on the other lady's side, particularly Simone's side. Now, before the tension gets any higher, the ladies put a pin in the conversation and wait till they get to the dinner table. So then we see Simone, she's calmly telling Quad that she needs to hear other people's perspectives because that's all she's talking about, like how she felt, on her side of being, ejected from Napa. But per usual, Quad is in victim mode, saying the ladies torpedoed her with questions. They didn't give a damn what she said, and says if she didn't fall in line, they were like, get this bitch out of here. And I'm just like, after that soliloquy, I fully agree with Simone not apologizing because there's nothing for her to apologize for. Now, go back to it because I'm glad that production showed the footage. It was like all the ladies was at dinner in Napa trying to tell Quad, these are the things you did. This is what you do every season. Like, you just be like deuces to us. You don't give a F. But when the cameras come back on, that's when you show back up. And she still was just saying, well, what y'all did to me, what y'all did to me. Like, just hard head. So Simone, she says in her confessional, she meant what she said, and she stands by that. I just don't like the revisionist history that Quad and her fans be having because it just frustrates me. Now, Toya tells Quad that there are many people at this table that feel like you don't even stand up for them. And Quad brings up Heavenly as an example, and that's when Contessa interjects and says, well, wasn't it the time when you was against me? And I thought this was justified because Heavenly was wrong in that situation. They're talking about the YouTube ambush when Heavenly was talking about everybody on her YouTube platform, getting a coin from it. And they were all sick and tired of it. So, they knew that when you back Heavenly into a corner, like she doesn't listen, she doesn't want to hear it. So instead, they brought her for a movie night. And then in the projection room, they played her YouTube. Y'all remember that for the people that actually watch. So then Quad was saying that, like, she disagreed with that. She called it an ambush. And I just thought Quad was enabling her behavior, like much of the ladies have come to do with Heavenly. And also, I'm mad that this is Quad's only example of sticking up for somebody when this was in 2021. That's the only thing that you can think of. What about the other ladies who you never go to bat for? Yes, exactly. Heavenly was cracking up. So Toya and Quad are now going back and forth, and Toya tells her, you always stand up for Heavenly, like nobody else. She then brings Contessa into it and says she also feels Quad doesn't stand up for her. Toya brought Contessa into it, by the way. And then Contessa says she stood up for Quad, and child, we going back to 2018 when Quad was like, I don't know. It was more excuses than a ninja going to jail. I forgot what she was crying over, but she was talking about feeling ambushed. And Contessa said she stood up for her in that moment. And then since Quad is talking about ambush, and here goes Sweet Tea, she's calling her out and just saying, well, Quad, you and Heavenly ambushed me on social media when y'all making fun of me. So then Quad, she passive aggressively deals with Sweet Tea. Like, I apologize to you for mimicking you. And I'm just like, well, just because you apologize to her didn't mean it, it didn't happen. You did this. So you can't really be complaining about what people do to you when you're doing the same thing to other people. So somehow, I don't know what it was, but it was editing. We get to Heavenly making a comment to Contessa that she thinks her and Sweet Tea, relationship is just interesting because they have nothing in common. She thinks it's fake. She even gets real messy and says that Quad was the one that told her that Contessa told her it was fake. And then now here we go. Here we go. Quad is thrown under the bus by her good friend Heavenly. And now it's like, what? 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 Like, Quad probably said that, but I think she was probably lying about, what Contessa said. So now Contessa, she's trying to get to the bottom of it, and she's asking, well, who's the liar then? Quad or you? Or you? So then, Heavenly gets up, and Heavenly is the one that brought this up, y'all. Like, the only reason they're talking about this is because of Heavenly. So Heavenly gets up now and says, you're not going to be pointing at me or yelling at me, and then gets up and, she goes to her common insults when she's backed up against the wall. Like, it's a pattern with Heavenly. She goes for either your husband because she's really male identified, and she don't like when people come for her husband, but she's the first person to come for somebody's husband. Like how, it's crazy. I'm thinking of Beverly Hills when Sutton is just like, this is a sisterhood where we should be open and honest and open up about, what we're going through. So when you apply this to Married to Medicine, like, Heavenly does not participate, of course, but when the other ladies are really trying to be open and honest, give us good TV, she'll throw this back in their faces whenever, she sees fit. So yeah, I'm just giving y'all a little background so y'all won't be in the comments saying, Chris, you're going too hard on Heavenly. All right, well, 1 second. Before we get into this, I need to lubricate. So, Dr. Heavenly is a little messy, but there's one thing she does not do is get down in the gutter. She doesn't try to break up marriages. Contessa came to her venting, and as a friend, you listen. But also as a friend, you don't talk about their business on YouTube for monetary gain. And you don't throw it in their face when y'all get into an argument, because Contessa was talking about the issue at hand. Like, who's lying now? Because now you're lying saying, I'm cool with this girl just for the sake of it. And I didn't say that. And you're saying that Quad said I said this. So which is it? Are you the liar or is Quad a liar? That's all she wanted to talk about. How did her husband come up? How did Scott come up? I'm waiting. So Heavenly tells Contessa, do that shit with your husband, not me. Strike one. Why are you bringing up the husband? And she's holding you accountable for what you said, what you brought up. So Contessa is now activated, and now she brings Damon up. Because look, if you're gonna bring my husband up, I'm gonna bring your ugly ass husband up. Now, I didn't say he was ugly. I'm just saying if I was Contessa, I would probably say that. Now, they are both up screaming at each other now, throwing insults. So now Heavenly is calling Contessa's husband abusive. That's not even strike two. That's still strike one. Contessa then says the only person that likes you is your daughter, and she has to buy people's affection. Your own kids and your husband don't like you. She continues and then says, and Damon sleep in different beds. You and Damon sleep in different beds. And at least she don't have to worry about mixed babies running around with the last name Kimes. Now, Contessa, you had too much dip on your chip with that one. I can believe that she has to buy her kids affection. And I can also believe that her and Damon sleep in separate rooms. But I think we giving Damon too much. We really are. And throughout this, the ladies are trying to separate the two of them. And the food has not even gotten to the table yet, y'all. Food wasn't even served yet. They're going at it like this. I disagree with this. Just because she's being open about her husband? Really? Like, on Housewives. If no one opened up about their marriage, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, she's supposed to open up about her marriage. She's on a reality show. She's getting paid to tell us her business. Contessa brought her own husband up. Why is everybody on that? I don't get it. I mean, y'all are open to have your own commentary. I just said I respectfully disagree. I don't think it's fair that Heavenly is using that against her. Quad contributes nothing to the show. She used to, but not anymore. I agree with that. I still think Contessa is dating that doctor from Married to Medicine. I agree with you. And hey, Mims, Contessa, this beef was how many years ago? We get it. You don't F with Heavenly. What else? We know your husband in his DMs looking at, oh God, here we go. Chris, you trying to reason with childish people who think like Heavenly. She trying to read y'all, not me. Don't waste your breath. I guess I shouldn't waste my breath because I think I'm making sense right now. Anywho, Contessa didn't need to come back. There, I said it. I'm enjoying Contessa. She has a relationship with the ladies. She giving more than Phaedra, and we'll get to her. I haven't forgotten, even though she was forgetful in this episode. Because she did, and she told her friend, and her friend was trying to support her. Y'all think Heavenly was trying to support her? Heavenly was trying to support Contessa. Really? Really? Lord have mercy. I didn't see it all. I'm going to go back to my review. Let me just go back to my notes. Now, when Contessa makes this outlandish allegation, nobody really believes it, including me. I really don't think women are lined up at Damon's door to be his mistress, even if he is a doctor. Like, I feel like Dr. Heavenly really ain't got nothing to worry about. High key. Some of the ladies are laughing at all of this, especially when Heavenly's titty pop out of her shirt and she's being held back. Later, Contessa is then frustrated with the other ladies and how they condone her behavior. I agree with this. It just feels like the ladies just enable Heavenly. They're just like, don't go against Heavenly because, she'll go lower. Well, if she's going to go lower, then I'm going to go lower too. That's all it is. Like, excuse me. She tells Quad that she just lied on you and you're still covering for her. I didn't get that. But Heavenly still has not closed that mouth of hers. Sweet Tea jumps in and Heavenly tells them the reason why they bonded is because both of their husbands ain't shit. So disrespectful. Like, again, coming after the husbands and no one was even coming for your husband. Because it's just like her go-to. If she don't got nothing to say, first, it's the husbands. And then second, y'all know what's coming up next when she's backed up against the wall and ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing on Contessa. What can you talk about with Contessa? The body is banging. She's successful. She has, a family that loves her. Yeah, she's having maybe some marital issues. Is she still having them? We don't know. But what else can you get? Like, how can you comfort Contessa? I don't know. I think Dr. Heavenly is smart enough, or maybe she not, to like really comfort other things. But yeah, I think this was strike two. Because no one does this but her. But now Sweet Tea is activated and Simone is now trying to hold someone else back. The arguing has not stopped yet. The ladies are starting to get everyone to sit back down. They're trying. And of course, separate Contessa and Heavenly. Contessa tells Heavenly, come up with a different argument that doesn't involve her husband or her kids. And Heavenly can't. She can't. Heavenly calls herself giving good advice. She's now, saying that, by not bad mouthing your husband, like, if you're gonna badmouth your husband, then and stay with him, keep your mouth shut. Like I don't know, I don't like that way of thinking. Like, so she can't badmouth. I mean, is she bad mouthing her husband, or is she just talking and being honest with what she's going through? So don't badmouth your husband unless you plan on leaving him. If you plan on sticking with your husband, don't badmouth him. That is Heavenly's 1950s mindset to me. Heavenly and Camille are going to have their mouths wide open in an argument. A fly, hate to see them in a fight. Camille Grammer? Or are you talking about another Camille? When Contessa said Heavenly may have a baby in her family with the last name Kimes, the look on Dr. Jackie's face let me know she wasn't surprised to hear this. I think the father may be a G baby. Oh, a grandbaby. Okay. Well. So they're going back and forth. They're already again at the dinner table. They're across from each other now. And I'm guessing Contessa said something along the lines, what Heavenly did was stupid. And then Heavenly gets up and yells, your mama's stupid. And it's like a record scratch, y'all. Like, again, very predictable coming from Heavenly, when she has nothing to go at. First it's the husband, and then it's like, your mama. This grade school, elementary bully shit. I don't get it. But now, this is strike 3. Whip her ass. This is strike 3. You being too disrespectful. Contessa's like, she pauses when even like Heavenly, she tries to get it straight with Heavenly before she goes there. She was just like, my mom is stupid, who died in 2010? Are you serious? And then Heavenly doubles down and says, yes. So then at that point, it's a wrap. Mollywop her ass. I didn't care at that point. I was like, get her ass. Get a piece of her. Like, she should have ran up on her in time. So Jackie is now trying to hold Contessa back, and Contessa, she spins around Jackie. Jackie goes flying to the ground as Contessa charges in Heavenly's direction. She got the right bitch this time that will really get her ass together. This ain't Sweet Tea. This ain't Phaedra. This is Contessa, and it looked like she was ready. Yeah, Contessa took the bait, but still, like, stop writing checks that your ass can't cash. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just too excited about this scene. So now Contessa, she's in a full stance in this pink dress that is like, fitted so well on her. Like, she's like, square up, ho, square up. Like, we're just walking up to Heavenly. Now, Heavenly's backing up now. If you go and pause the scene, or even go to my the screenshot that I posted, like, nobody was around Heavenly. She had space and opportunity. She could have went up to her, yeah, your mom, bitch, your mom. No, Heavenly was backing up. Security. I'm sorry. That, like, after that, I'm just like, you showed your skirt. Like, you better not come for anybody like that again. Like, you came for the right one. So I just was just like, really? You calling for security, and you the one who started all of this? You kept digging at her, jabbing her, and then talking about somebody's dead mom? Really? And look, I haven't lost a parent, God forbid. I mean, it's going to happen, at some point. But no, especially somebody I know, somebody that used to be my friends. We are fighting. And somebody's just going to have to pull my ass off of you, like, pry my ass off of you. You said what you said, and now you need an ass whipping. I'm sorry. Now, does anybody agree with Contessa's actions? Because there were some people on social media They were just like on Heavenly side. And I was just like, for real, y'all? Just very interesting. Reminds me of Tearjerker, just talking reckless and surprised by the results. Yep. And then, you know what? We're not even going to go back to Potomac because I know some people still feel some type of way about it. I'm not even about to go there. I was, but I'm just going to move on. But yeah, like no one is holding Heavenly back. Everybody's like trying to hold back Contessa because she's going up to her. So at that point, Jackie starts, getting emotional. She's telling Toya, don't let them fight. We cut to Toya's confessional. She says she ain't going over there. Been there, done that. We can rewind to season 1 and watch the footage. Toya don't want no parts. And look, shout out to Growth with Toya. This might actually be the closest we've had to a skirmish since your lesbian relationship, bitch. Y'all remember that? Oh my God. I need to go back and watch that. Why don't you talk about your lesbian relationship, bitch? Oh man, that was so good. What was her name? Lisa? Lisa versus Quad. Oh man, and threw that drink in her face. Anyway, good times. So now that security has showed up, Heavenly just keeps talking now, and it's chaos. Contessa says, eat shit, you clown. And then we see Jackie, with her friend Heavenly by the golf cart, trying to calm her down. And then we cut to Jackie's confessional, and she's saying, she was knocked to the floor. And I wouldn't say she was knocked to the floor, but, Contessa just, jerked her off of her. And I guess, Jackie lost her balance, I guess. But it was Sweet Tea of all people to help Dr. Jackie up. And I probably would have appreciated Sweet Tea if she didn't throw shade at Jackie. But yeah, she did another age shade, saying that she believes in helping the elderly. I don't know. I didn't think that was warranted, Sweet Tea. I mean, I like Sweet Tea, y'all, but I think she was wrong for that. So now when Jackie claps back at you, you can't be mad. And we know that Jackie does not see it for Sweet Tea. Oh, Darren Noggles. Shout out to Alex. Oh, Lord, here we go. Leave Candace out of this. Lord. They done infiltrated the chat. I absolutely agree with Contessa. I'd have whooped her ass. Trust. I don't blame Contessa. Heavenly need her ass whooped. Heavenly shamed us Dade County girls. Chris, did you see the preview for next week? It was so good. I did not see the preview. Can somebody send that to me, please? At CDiggy1 on X and then CDiggy1 on Instagram. I would love to see. Contessa would not attack Heavenly and put her license at risk. There are real world consequences. Well, I'm pretty sure she didn't think about that in the midst of it. And then Contessa works for herself, doesn't she? I don't get how can she get her license taken away? I don't get that. So then, we're back with Contessa, and she's yelling at the other ladies on how they can defend that clown. We cut to Jackie telling Heavenly to be quiet. Be quiet. She's now on the verge of tears. Toya walks up to Contessa and says, y'all took it too far. And I'm sorry, I'm completely on Contessa's side. She's like, y'all. Like, Heavenly is the one that started all that shit. All of it. Contessa was just responding and matching Heavenly's energy. Heavenly was the one to escalate it. And look, these women continue to enable a bully even after someone steps up to them. And that's what just really pisses me off. Like, it was strike after strike after strike. But no, like, it's okay because it's Heavenly. Contessa then says this is why she has to stay away. In her confessional, she says, if this is what friendship is like, this isn't the group for her. Now, I was wondering, like, what does that mean exactly? Like, is she making her exit off the show? did she leave the season early? Because I can see that. Like, after this happening, and then y'all still don't have nothing to say to this woman. This woman. So now the credits are rolling. We see the rest of the ladies at the table not taking what just happened seriously at all. And that is where the episode ends. Woo! This episode started off slow and then definitely picked up by the end. I was entertained, and I just think Heavenly was dead ass wrong. She started the whole thing. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for Heavenly. And you do all this rah-rah shit. You're talking about somebody's dead mom, but then when they're telling you to square up, ho, and then come to you and say what was said, you backing up, howling for security, and be the first one to call the cops if she like mollywop you. Be the first one. But yeah. Anyway, let's get the Phaedra ass. I didn't forget about you. Well, you were forgettable this episode. Phaedra got some nerve. Like, she is coasting, and I am not here for it. Whatever these ladies did to run your ass off the show, you deserve it. Like, we need more than commentary. Like, if that's the case, put my ass on the show, and I'll give y'all even more commentary in the confessionals. She's not doing anything. She's literally just there. Just there, and it's pissing me off. Like, Phaedra, like, you need to earn your keep. And hopefully, on Atlanta, like, maybe something happened. Traders, you work for that check, but on Married to Medicine, be gone. Be gone. Contessa, let me see. Contessa's entry and departure felt kind of like Heather Thompson's on New York. Enter just to be ran off again. I could see that. That's a good comparison. Would the show be good without Heavenly, though? The fact that the show only has Heavenly is a problem. Like, it shouldn't rely on just one person. And let's not forget, Heavenly, whenever situation she's in, like, I'm going to take y'all back to Married to Medicine, LA. And when Heavenly came for this girl around the bonfire, the girl didn't even come for her, but Heavenly said something, and it was just like, oh, it's okay because it was Heavenly. We're not shocked, and then the girl wanted to beat her ass, So I'm tired of it. I don't know. Like, look, again, I'm sure Heavenly is a marvelous woman outside the show, but I'm going to rate what I see. And she is not a great person on this show. That's not what she's displaying. I give everybody clean slates. So we're on the edge of 200. Why y'all edging me like that? Y'all can't, like, 4 more people? Tell a kin, tell a friend. Can we get to 200? I'm at 196. Tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a heifer you hate. But make sure y'all hit that like button. Please and thank you. I can use it. Like, tips too. I take tips. $CDiggy1. This is still, my main thing, aside from me slinging drinks. By the way, I'm slinging drinks tomorrow in Midtown. I can actually tell y'all where I will be tomorrow. Should I say it on here? I shouldn't say it on here. I'm going to say it on my Instagram. I'm going to post, where I'll be bartending for New Year's Eve for the New Yorkers in the chat. It's going to cost you some money to go, but that's where I'll be. Anywho, now, last thing I want to touch on is the fans' reception of the season. We're only 5 episodes in. I felt like, it's okay with me, but I've been seeing, like, a lot of people aren't feeling it. It's the same thing over and over. Well, from last season, I guess. A lot of people aren't feeling it. I think the ratings last week wasn't that great. I don't know. It's fine to me. Like, I feel like they were laying out the groundwork for the season, and I think it's only going to get better from there. Now that we, like, had our first, like, peak moment in the show. So yeah, like, I'm optimistic. Now, some of y'all saying boring AF. So Let's do a vote in the comments or in the chat. Are you enjoying the season so far with these 5 episodes? It is giving mid, like Potomac. Sunday nights are mid, but I'm still entertained. This was their first solidly good episode, in my opinion. Some new cast members in medicine and some new wives will be fun. Well, allegedly, there's a new doctor coming. We just haven't met her yet. We'll see. I can agree with this. It's the same recycle-ish. Yeah, this is me. It's not terrible. It's just right now. So this particular episode, I gave it like an 8 out of 10. It started slow. Well, yeah, it started slow with the photo shoot. And then, we had a little filler with the husbands and stuff. And then we get to the dinner, and that's when everything popped off and went off from there. I was satisfied. But something to watch on Sundays, y'all, and something to review. This is my longest review in a while, but y'all know I had a lot to say about this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please be respectful in the chat. If you don't agree with me, it is totally fine. But just, keep it cute in the comments, please. So yeah, with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And